Asahel was the youngest brother of the sons of Zeruiah, the sister of David. He was a skilled warrior, and quick on his feet. He was also under his older brother, Joab's command, and perhaps had some of the ambition his older brother Joab had. Thus, he was hungry to prove himself in battle, do great deeds, and make a name for himself, and thus, an opportunity was presented. This period in Israel, there was a civil war between King David and Abner, the uncle of King Saul, the deceased king of Israel. Abner was so loyal to Saul that even after the death of Saul, and 3 of his sons, Jonathan, Malchishua and Aminadab in the battle against the Philistines, he never wavered but made sure Saul's surviving son, Ishbosheth, was installed as king. Thus, David and Ishbosheth, who was backed by Abner, were at war with each other, and Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul. Then one day, Abner and Joab met each other by accident near a stream. Abner was with his army, a small force, and Joab was with his own army, equally a small force. Both generals said hello to each other. Then Abner suggested both he and Joab should sit down and watch their own men have some fun fighting each other, and Joab agreed. But the men of David, under Joab's command, killed the men of Abner, and the war between the two factions broke out. Abner, when he saw he was being defeated, decided to run away and live to fight another day. While he was running, he was pursued by Asahel, Joab's younger brother. Asahel is described as being light of foot as a wild roe. And so, Asahel pursued after Abner. And in going he turned not to the right hand nor to the left from following Abner. So Abner turned to his pursuer, "Are you Asahel?" The young warrior said he was. He was quite a fearsome one if Abner could recall his name. But Abner knew this kid was no match for him, so he advised, "Turn thee aside to thy right hand or to thy left, and lay thee hold on one of the young men, and take thee his armor." But Asahel scoffed at Abner's suggestion and chased after the general. And Abner turned to him again. "Turn thee aside from following me. Wherefore should I smite thee to the ground? How then should I hold up my face to Joab thy brother?" But Asahel felt Abner was just being cowardly, and so refused. Thus, Abner, having given his warning, killed Asahel. Wherefore Abner with the hinder end of the spear smote him under the 5th rib, that the spear came out behind him, and he fell down there, and died in the same place. And it came to pass, that as many as came to the place where Asahel fell down and died stood still. When Abner had gotten to safe place, he called after Joab, "Shall the sword devour forever? Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness in the latter end? How long shall it be then, ere thou bid the people return from following their brethren?" After Joab heard this, he called for a ceasefire. He himself agreed with Abner that he was going to call a ceasefire, saying, "As God liveth, unless thou hadst spoken, surely then in the morning the people had gone up every one from following his brother." But by this time Joab did not know that his youngest brother, Asahel, had been killed. He came back to the scene of the battle and counted his dead, and discovered that his brother Asahel was among them. By this time, his enemy Abner had crossed to friendly lines, and Joab could not give chase had he wanted to. But Asahel was buried at the tomb of his father. And Joab swore a blood vengeance against Abner. He did have his vengeance, but ironically it was during peacetime.